That is amazing. The judges are inspecting Storm's build very thoroughly. They're taking their role very seriously. Hi everyone, I'm Cuzzer88. Welcome back to another episode on the Simple Survival server. I was really worried that this episode wasn't going to happen, but then good fortune came across, and this episode got written for me by, well, this event server. So I'm going to take part in one of the events that Simple Survival's putting on for its 4th birthday, and it's going to be a build competition. If I've understood the rules properly, it's going to be a blind build. You're going to be given some random materials. You've got to use one of every material and hope for the best. But I'm just, I've got to wait. It's shut at the minute. I'm far too keen, but fortunately, there's loads to do on this server while you're waiting. There's people with strange skins. Hi. There's random flag things. There's weird secret meetings. What are you doing? And of course, most importantly, there is parkour. Ooh, what is that? Why is that invisible? Why can I not do parkour? But parkour's gone! Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff. What is going on? Let's just go play the waiting game. Seriously, what are you doing? What are you watching? I feel left out. Can I join in? Can I watch whatever you're watching? I can see more and more people going on there. Why do I feel as though I'm not going to get on this server? This could be awkward. And we're in. And it's dark and it's scared. Why I'm in a dark room alone with Jadzia staring down at me. Ah! There's an Eisen wolf. So basically what Simple have done is they've made their own little server within, like, mini server to host events on. And it looks pretty awesome, to be fair. Loads of little mini games here. What is that? Shiny. So yeah, so hopefully we're going to do a bit of a build off with these people here, and ooh, she's good. Excuse me, you're stealing the limelight. I might get my butt whooped. Nah, I'd be fine. I'm a pro YouTuber. I shouldn't think like that. I'm a pro. I don't even know what I'm doing. Send help. Look at Curve, just looking down at us all, judging. Hey, Ezekiel. You may recognise that face from my mural. Okay, so full disclosure, unfortunately, I didn't get into the competition in the end. There was a lot of complaints on the day about how it was ran and how people were getting selected to participate. I'm not going to get into it. It was still a great event, but unfortunately I wasn't selected. But as many of you know, I've been having so many problems with my computer. I had to work the weekend, so I've lost hours of time that I would usually record in, and I set aside a couple of hours this evening to participate in this event and recorded a lot of footage. So I need to use the footage. So instead, what I've decided to do, I thought I'd show you the first round of people that took place and the builds that they did, and go through the winners with you, because the people that took place, you know, they did some great stuff, particularly with the blocks that they were given. I mean, some of the blocks were quite cheeky, like slime blocks. Who does that to someone? But yeah, they come up with some good ideas, and yeah, let's go through who built what now. I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure he's under the influence of something. Bonds is currently rowing around his build. Win or lose, Bonds has had a lovely time. Very nice square looking design over here. The judges are inspecting Storm's build very thoroughly. They're taking their role very seriously. Supreme Doctor there inspecting Tobias build. Looking nice. Got Mr. Kippy hanging his head in shame apparently. Ah, chin up big lad. That's a good design, that. Like that. Oh, someone playing silly beggars. Pep Fom having his life's work inspected. Ah, that must have been the thing that I was inside of. And then, the Honeycomb Palace. Honeycomb. So red, black, magenta. So what colours are they? So red. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're good. This one. The magenta, I think, is this one, isn't it? So absolutely well done to everyone that took part in that competition. Again, not taking anything away from anyone. I'm just a bit gutted that I didn't get to play. But with that being said, as that was my plan A for this episode gone, I best log in to Phoenix. So I've just logged in from Ziad. Ziad. Loot crate. Lol. What do we think? Ooh. Nice. That is amazing. Get stick bugged. Oh no, they don't stack, do they? Oh no, they do. Well, I know where they're going. Pop you off. Ta-da! Yeah, that still looks alright. Like it. Too good to grief. I'm assuming. Thanks, I think. I assume that means someone thought about it and was like, nah. I've done some lanterns. We're nearly 6 minutes into the episode. I suppose we should probably get on with plan B. Hello everybody, I'm Kazza88. Welcome to another episode of Simple Survival on the Simple Survival server. Today I'm going to be building or working on the forge, and I'm going to be adding some functionality to it because at the minute, well, it's very bare inside anyway, but there's a very pretty looking forge, but there's not actually a furnace in sight, so this doesn't actually, it doesn't actually work as a forge. So, bit of a problem there. So yeah, I'm going to do some work on that today and do a very basic, simple starter super smelter. Super smelter. I mean what I know. So I'm just going to very quickly finish some things up here. Got an idea for this, but I'll play around with it later. I'm going to chuck a little control table in here because I'm going to have some mechanisms, because that's obviously where the wheel comes, the axle for the wheel comes in from. So we're going to have some controls here, controlling some machinery that's going to go in there. Quick bit of lighting. Okay, now let's start piling some ores up. Like I've got stockpiles of the stuff. And we'll mix some different ores in there just to break the colour up a bit, add a bit of variety. Got have a little flex in there, haven't you? Bit of lapis knocking around. Let's have some by the desk, why not? And then of course, let's have some coal. And last but not least, chuck a few other of these up here. There we go, and now let's start messing around, making our entrance to our secret storage room and smelter room. Dig me an hole! So, got this nice big cavern area here. What I've got planned for it, I'm going to be keeping up with the whole idea of, like, to me a forge should be kind of like almost dark, and because obviously you'd have the soot and everything coming off of what you're doing. This has got all the lava in it from the actual forge decoration that I've done. And so what I'm thinking for this main back wall, whatever I decorate it with, I think to give me a light source and to sort of run with the theme of there's a forge up there, I'm going to have some running lava coming down the wall, like lava plumes. And also just so I can cover that, I'm going to double skin the roof. So that'll be the floor of upstairs, but then the roof I'll do a different material, a different design, so it'll be 2 blocks deep. But then to keep with that kind of vibe up there, I'm thinking of going with polished blackstone bricks for the floor. So I'm going to ping that down, see how that looks now. And of course it wouldn't be one of my builds without a little bit of texture in it. You can't just have a nice pretty blackstone floor now, can you? As you can see, when I'm doing this, I'm pretty random with it. But I just make sure that if this is the accentuating piece, that it's definitely not more in number of the main brick type that I'm going to be putting down. There we go. Nice little shiny floor there. And then what I'm going to go for now, so this back wall here is going to be where the furnace is going to go. It's going to be quite a simple array, just a row of furnaces, hop a minecart along the top, feed in the material to be smelted, hop a minecart behind, dropping off all the coal, and then a hopper chain underneath the bottom, just feeding the smelted items into a chest. So really, really simple design. I'm probably not going to build that today. I'll probably build that in another episode, and I'll do it as almost a tutorial thing. If that's something you'd be interested in seeing, then let me know in the comments down below, and I'll shoot it as a more of a normal video like I usually do, you know, all the usual stuff. But I'll make the smelter set up as a little mini tutorial that you can follow along with. Or if you're not really interested, I'll just shoot a normal episode and do that as like a standalone 5-minute redstone thing that I usually do. But yeah, so that's going to be that back wall. So a lot of that is going to be covered up by actual techie stuff, but the rest of these I want to go for a kind of a crimson stem. Well, not for a crimson stem, but I'm going to be using, there we go, crimson stem as a beam type thing. So I want to come up with a design. Maybe I could use crimson stem for the roof as well. Decisions. But I also want to incorporate, I've got to incorporate a light source into these pillars, because an awesome thing about the new 1.17 that's coming out is that you get invisible light sources, and even the light sources that aren't invisible, you get in a lot more variety, getting candles and all that sort of stuff. So you don't just have to have horrible torches like that, or find a way to shoehorn lanterns and sea lanterns and all that kind of thing into designs. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not sure if Phoenix server's getting the 1.17 update, but I'm sure I'll be playing on a server that will be getting it. So let's maybe, if I've got a blackstone floor, maybe let's try and experiment with some blackstone stair ideas. I'm just thinking, if these are going to be the pillar ideas, then realistically I need to go for a different background color. Or, hear me out, crazy idea, I do the pillars as stripped, but then I do the backing colors as non-stripped logs. That could be an interesting look. We then end up with a design looking, when I space it out, looking a little bit like that. And the gaps are going to be filled in. But obviously I said these pillars, they're not going to work unless, well, obviously the design's going to work, but you need some detail to this kind of thing. You can't just have one plain colour like that in a solid block going up. And I need to add some lighting. So to that end, I have an idea of what would go well as a lighting source in those pillars. And it is, of course, mushroom lights. Now, it doesn't look particularly fantastic in itself, but then when we add, we can either add some of them, but then that's a little bit too samey on the colour behind it. Not behind it, above and below it. Or we can completely mix it up with a contrasting colour. I like that. There we go. Like it. Right, now we just need to sort out the background. We may have to have a design change, but again, until you build something, you really, really don't know. I really like that. This design's come together. So I might do, for the short term, I might just do that back wall in it, just for when I can do my furnace array, and then I can decorate around the functional item, because that's how I prefer to do things like that. So if I'm building something that's going to be functional, I like to get the functional element in it first and then prettify it. A little bit like, if you've not seen it already, if you have a look at my how I built my trophy cabin, how I sort of turned that little simple platform done by random guy, and then I turned it into like a proper full-blown cabin of memories, which obviously you saw at the start of this episode where I put the thing from Zayad in. You know, if I've got a functional interior or a functional idea on the inside, I like to start that first, and then because you can bend the decoration to fit that. And if you have to go if it means you have to go simple in the decoration, then you go simple in the decoration. At the end of the day, the thing that is important in that design is how it's going to actually work. Cool. I think that's looking good already. Obviously, you'll notice that there's 2 blocks at the bottom here. There's 3 at the top. That's because I've already talked about I'm going to double skin this ceiling. I don't know what block I'm going to go with yet. I might, as I've put some of the warped on here, I might go with a warped ceiling, just so that the colour palette is in there still, and that could look quite interesting. So yeah, we might go with that. And I've still got to figure out what I'm doing with this lava. Fortunately, fire tick's not on this server, so I don't have to worry about the fact that I've done wooden beams and there's going to be lava pouring down. I might have lava pouring down through odd spots in the ceiling rather than along the back wall. That might be an idea. Okay, cool. I'm going to leave today's episode here, I think. As you can see, I've made a good start on the decoration of this room down here. I'm going to be completely honest with you, this episode has been cursed, so I just want to put it to bed. Like now, like done, over. Those of you that follow me, if you want to follow me on things like Twitter and stuff like that, you'll be able to get more of my latest updates. But during the filming of this episode, obviously I had the whole incident of not getting onto that competition, which, you know, those things happen. It's a bit annoying, but hey ho, that it is what it is. But then my PC went and died. It is on absolute life support now as we speak. It sometimes turns on, it sometimes doesn't, which is obviously a really fun game when you're trying to record YouTube videos. I do have a new PC turning up in the next sort of 10 days or so, which will fix that problem, and my normal content schedule should return as usual. But while we are waiting for that, what I would like, I've pinged down in the comments below, tell me where you'd like to see the next episode go. So the next episode is going to be me working on this. It's going to be me working on this forge. But as I was saying before, do you want to see me do like a tutorial style for the furnace? Do you want me to do more walkie-walkie, talkie-talkie as I'm building the interior? Or do you want to see it as a time-lapse? Tell me what you think. Let me know. See what the vibe is. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm the one that's making these YouTube videos, and yes, I enjoy making them. But you're the ones that watch it. It's literally, it's your program. So if you tell me that, do you know what, this is how we'd like to see it go, then I'm going to take that on board. You have the power. You have the power. Speak up. Speak up. But yeah, no, if you've watched this episode and you've enjoyed it, please ping it a like, because it has been the most painful episode that I've ever had to record so far, in terms of technical dramas and setbacks and just things really not going my way. So yeah, if you could give this episode a bit of love, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, love you, miss you, bye.